You just start this off by picking up the quest from Khadgar here in Dalaran. And what that'll do is basically tell you to go to, the Rhyme Quest Temple in Northrend and see what's going on down there. And the quickest way to get there is the portal underneath New Dalaran. And now you just go ahead and talk to Chromie to start this whole thing off. Now, you gotta do this, opening scenario about 4 or 5 times to actually get to the real scenario. It's not that bad, it's fun, it's a cute little story. And come on, Chromie's cute, you gotta love Chromie, right? I mean, if you hate Chromie, you have no soul. We're just gonna put that out there right now. Alright, so. Here we go. The first time in the scenario, nothing much is gonna happen. You're just gonna see her die.
We meet again. Alright, let's see here. I think we're at the right time, give or take a minute. Am I dead yet? Oh, good. There I am over there. Hi, me. Oh, hi. What are you doing here?
And you're probably dead too at that point, from being in that close proximity. But we're just gonna look over that. And you head right back into the scenario. This time a little bit further in the past.
Hi. Strange? Let me think. Oh, I did see that black dragon earlier today. What was his name? Deathwing? No, not him. The other one. The one with a hat. Pretty sure he was headed to the Obsidian Dragon Shrine. We'll check it out. Thanks!
Life begets life. And so
Alright, basically the goal in this part is just to interrogate the dragons here and then find out there's little problems in each area. You gotta go explore, see what's going on. Basically it sets up the first 4 zones.
We'll take a look.
And from there on you're just gonna build on until you're at 8, which is the whole thing. Now the first 4 are pretty easy. Doing the first 4 will take you about 4 or 5 minutes of your total time. It's not that bad.
Sounds like we've got some dragon shrines to investigate. Let's go, investigate some dragon shrines. That sounded way better in my head than it did out loud.
Oh, by the way, when you enter the scenario, from basically now on, you get the chance to check out the talents you want to use. Now, I think you can just unlock the first talent right away, so go ahead and do that. I'm not exactly sure what talents I run, nor do I really care, because honestly, I did this already, and basically these talents are more for lesser geared players, or players whose classes really can't handle the kind of things a Warlock can. Notice I say Warlock because right now I'm at undergeared DK, which becomes an issue in a little bit. Don't worry about it. But as you can see, yeah, you can just unlock a talent right off the bat. The way the talents work is like how the garrison mission, class hall talents also work. You get like 1 or 2 right off the bat, then from on they take a day, 2 days, 5 days, and they all depend just basically on what rank you have at Chromie. I think Time Lord or something like that is the best you can reach with Chromie. And I think that research does 50% damage and 50% movement speed, and also needs 5 days to complete. Alright, so here we are in the first Dragonshire. The whole goal here is to kill these owls and the flowers until you have exactly 24 feathers and 30 flower bits. You need to make 3 dream catchers, require 8 feathers and 10 flower bits apiece. And basically use 1 dream catcher and you gotta enter the... well, I'd say nightmare. It's not really the Emerald Nightmare, but you enter the nightmare. And then you gotta go around freeing these tree guys by killing 2 monstrosities in front of them. You do that 3 times, and then the hints basically unlock the next part of the quest, which then tells you to go assault the satyr in the front by the dragon.
The Dreamers gave us 3 clues. Great Nightmare, by the water, Dragon's Palm. We just need to figure out what they mean. Let's go!
Alright, so here's the satyr. Basically, he does nothing really super dangerous except put you to sleep. You need to interrupt that. You need to interrupt the spell that puts you to sleep. And dodge the red thing right there if you can, because that does a lot of damage to you. Other than that, he doesn't really hit that much. Remember what I said about this being an issue on an undergeared DK? Well, here's where the issue comes into play. Like, these things aren't toned around fresh 100s at all. These things are toned around you being at least around 900 item level. So basically, once you kill this guy, he'll drop... For the first time you kill him, he'll drop a quest item, which unlocks basically the next part of the scenario after you do these 4 Dragonshires. And again, these Dragonshires, they are super easy once you do them the first time and get the puzzles all done. Because you don't gotta do these puzzles again, by the way. Once you do these puzzles, they're done for good. You just gotta kill these bosses. Which will, again, die like little bitches when you get decently geared. But the next parts after the Dragonshires, they are a bit more rough and take a little more time to accomplish.
Look at this! A Chrono Shard! We should bring it back with us to Wormrest.
Alright, let's go ahead and turn that quest item in, and I'll show you guys basically what it opens up.
Interesting. A portal to Anderhall. That's one of my favorite places of anywhen. Let's see if I'm in trouble. I have a sneaking suspicion that the enemy is planning a cross-synchronous attack. Why else would they be using Chrono Shards, right? I can tell you're a little foggy on what that means. Basically, they're attacking me at multiple points in time simultaneously. These guys really know what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a bronze dragon on their side.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take up the second dragon fight now. This one can give people headaches. This boss I hear is pretty tough for people. It's not tough for classes like Warlock because we have a pet and that tanks it, but I hear it hits quite hard if you don't... If basically like just a plain DPS like a mage or warrior, so be cautious of that. We'll see at the end. Alright, and the whole trick to this one area is you just gotta kill everything here till you get 50 scraps. Once you get 50 scraps, you can combine them into a tome or a scroll, and then that scroll will basically unlock the boss. So not really hard unlocking the boss, just very tedious in this part. It'll take about 5 minutes the first time just grinding these things out if you don't have high DPS, so cutting ahead. Alright, here we go. We got all the scraps we need. Let's go ahead and make that tomb. And that basically just unlocks the boss. He's just up here on this platform right here. And now, again, if you're a DPS with low DPS or a healer or something, a tank, be very cautious about how you place yourself on this platform. He'll put down pulls and nasty shit that will not go away, and you cannot stand them, and they silence you. You can't do anything. So it's basically a little enraged timer. If you don't kill him quick enough, you can't do anything, you'll die. Alright, and after a very sloppy, near-death kill, as you can see... Come on, go ahead and die, buddy. Die for me. Let's go. You get another quest item, which unlocks another portal.
Aha! A portal to Mount Hyjal. I've been there a time or three. 3. I meant to say 3.
Alright, on to the third dragon flight. Right down here. This one's fairly simple. You just gotta kill three undead lieutenants. Nothing too major. They're not really. They don't hit hard, or they don't really have any dangerous abilities. You do have to kill a few minions by them, though, so be cautious of that. Here's the first guy. Alright, and there's the first lieutenant dead. He drops one shard. Oh, by the way, the shards of time, they're basically like loot containers. They can give you a couple things. They can give you reputation with Chromie, basically friendship. They can give you buffs to either increase the damage you do or decrease the damage you take. They can give you money. By the way, getting the money option, that's the only way to get the new pets you can also get, by the way. I believe there's 2 new pets. They are also in the money cache. You can get a rare item, which that we'll see later, which basically, I'd say, not insta-completes, but basically takes a major shortcut in the later scenarios. And by the way, if you're doing this in the first few days, to where you don't have all the buffs, you definitely need one of the 2 of those mandatory to actually do this on time. Like, it is physically, no matter what your DPS is right now, physically impossible to do this scenario without one of those rare items that basically skips scenario. And unless it gives you Stratholme to skip, you're also probably not going to do it because Stratholme is the worst scenario in this entire thing by far. It takes the most. It is not hard in any way. It just takes the most time. It takes like 6-7 minutes to do on its own because there's a lot of backtracking, a lot of stopping to kill just a few annoying minions. If you don't get the items to skip that, you're probably not going to finish the scenario. Alright, there's the third lieutenant dead. Basically now that just unlocks the next boss for you inside the tree. Let's go. Basically a lich. As Chromie will comment on in a second. Chromie, if you would.
A lich! Ugh, I figured as much. Though it's odd I couldn't see it in any future timeline. Hi! He's inside the tree, right? Let's go get him then. His time has come.
God, she's cute. Anyway, the lich does nothing of importance besides it'll freeze Chromie like every 20-30 seconds. It doesn't hit hard at all and doesn't really freeze you. But just break Chromie out so you can get the extra damage and such. Or healing if you have it set to healer. But you can set Chromie to healer or tank, by the way. I would strongly recommend healer, as if Chromie dies, the instance is automatically over. So it's never really a wise choice to have her in harm's way. Alright, and there's the lich dead, I think. Right? Go ahead and die. And by the way, yeah, if Chromie's frozen when lich dies, you do have to break her out if we can continue forward. Let's go ahead and do that quickly. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get the third portal up.
I see. A portal to Stratholme. Back in the days of the Third War.
Oh, by the way, for these first 4 things, you can acquire things called bronze whelplings in the shards of time. And later on, you can get a talent that gives you a higher chance at getting them. I'm not sure entirely if that's a good investment, because if you take the talent that gives you bronze whelplings, you basically skip these really easy parts of the scenario that'll shave off maybe a minute, and you get less chances at the items that let you skip the more time-intense scenarios, the ones that take 5 or 6 minutes apiece. So
He makes a fair point. Let's poke around that spooky cavern for clues.
it's a bit of a trade-off, really. Alright, and this one's a fairly long one the first time you're here, so I'm just going to go over a few things while we're going up the ramp here. So, for the portals coming up in Phase 2, basically, you have Highlands, Mount Hyjal, Stratholme, and the Well of Eternity. Now, I believe Mount Hyjal is the fastest one, as it's just basically a few waves of enemies you gotta kill. Just kill them as quickly as you can, it's done. I do it in like 2-3 minutes, pretty easy. Next is the Highlands. It takes a while, but you get a lot of items there that can give you a lot of bonus time and a lot of chance at more phase skipping items. So I'd recommend doing that one if you want, if you're good at it. I'll show you the best, quickest way later on as to how I do it. Well of Eternity. Well of Eternity is another kinda bad one. It doesn't take that long, but there's almost no items in it, and it's kind of annoying just to do it. You have to stop every couple feet to kill a few enemies. It's not, even if you get the item skip for that one, it takes a long time just to get the end boss with it. So, all around, it's just an annoying instance. And then comes Stratholme. Stratholme, the first time you do Stratholme, it's going to take you about 12 minutes, because you gotta unlock all the quest items. And when you go back, it'll take 6 to 8 minutes just to grab all the quest items, just to run back and forth. And then just to go on the stupid little NPC killing spree you gotta go on. Just to get to the boss, which then takes about another minute to kill. Alright, and as you can see, we're basically at the end of this cave now, and right over there is the enemy we gotta kill. So let's just go ahead and cut ahead past all this little fodder. Let me just kill us quickly. Alright, and here's basically the mini-boss right here. Oh, also you can get bonus time in those shards of time. Not sure if I mentioned that. It comes in increments of 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and 30 seconds. You pray for the 30-second one. By the way, there's no rush on doing this. On days 1 to 3, it's probably going to be at its hardest. And once you get that 50% damage buff thing, it's probably going to be a lot easier. And as I'm aware of right now, there's no ending cuts. I did this already by luck earlier today. There's no ending cutscene or anything. It just leaves you a bunch of questions like, who's the bronze dragon helping try to kill Chromie? Why are the Legion, the Undead, the Void Lords, why are all of them coming together to try and kill Chromie? A bunch of just unanswered questions. The only thing you can get in this thing, by the way, is a puny amount of gold, some time-walking tokens, 2 pets, and a transmog set if you actually do it on time and clear all 8 places. The transmog set, by the way, is ugly as sin, and I would never use it in 1,000 years. So really, there's no real incentive to do this all the way through, unless you just want to save Chromie like I wanted to, because gotta love Chromie. The only thing really annoying about him is the Comet Swarm he'll summon. You just gotta stun him for that. Stun him, you're good to go. He won't do it again for a while till he stuns off cooldown, really. And once you kill this guy, that's the first 4 things done, and you can just go ahead and do the easy way of just going around and killing the bosses and being done within 5 minutes of all 4 places. And then we move on to the hard bits. Yay. Alright, let's go ahead and get that last portal up.
Wow, an oldie but a goodie. This portal points to the Well of Eternity.
I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the cutscenes for all these places quickly, and then we'll go on to the real run.
Anderhall. A few months after the Cataclysm, we're in the middle of a battle between the Horde and the Alliance. See, this is one of the problems with being a gnome. Sometimes Horde soldiers just get the urge to kick you. Sheesh. The Alliance wants me too? What's going on right now? Let's see. I remember this. I should be just up ahead. There I am. Stratholme, during the Third War. Ooh, I remember this day. Not exactly Prince Arthas's finest moment. The Well of Eternity, just prior to the War of the Ancients. About 10,000 years. Oh no! There I am!
The first thing you want to do is pick up the quest here from one of these rare people. Basically, the quest is, you clear a certain dragonflight, you get 3 loot boxes. The time things you use in here. The best thing I find to do is just clear out all 4 anyway, and then go back, and then turn the quest in, get your boxes, and then hopefully it has bonus time, or something you can actually use. Alright, so as you see, we just fly down immediately to this place, and the boss is already here. And as you see, compared to the DK, a well-geared player actually makes much quicker work from him. By the way, the best thing to time shards, unless it's like your first or second time going through this, which you probably just want rep, you probably always go for the bonus time unless that rare item is there that lets you skip a later instance. As you can see also, this guy is also a lot easier on a well-geared player. You can also stun him, interrupt him, well I don't know if you can interrupt him, you can stun him for sure, and fear him and all that shit. Much easier on a geared person. As you see, we're making good time. About a minute per place, minute 15 seconds. The longest part really is to fly back from the Black Dragon flight. I'm on a high DPS character, so there's no real need to worry about Chromie too much, just focus on taking the boss out. Chromie will get busted out eventually by whatever you throw on her. But yeah, as long as you got decent DPS, she'll only get frozen once. And now she just spawns the Black Dragonflight boss, which by the way is probably the easiest one of all 4. He goes down the quickest on a well-geared player. As you can see, he was just melting like butter. So quickly. And yeah, the longest part of this whole first 4 thing is just to flight back to the temple. Okay, we're back at the temple, and as you can see, go ahead and turn the quest in here, get your boxes. And then if you haven't gotten an item yet, go ahead and just go to the Mount Hyjal. And while you're walking there, go ahead and open your boxes, save as much time as possible. And then the Chromie will freeze 5 of these. The middle one does a lot of damage, so focus him down quick as possible. He's the only threat in this 5 thing. The dogs die almost instantly, no threat at all there. Just that one fire warrior will do a lot of damage to you. As you can see, he almost kills my demon in like 3 seconds. There's 2 waves of small enemies here. This one, same basic thing. Kill the big one first, and then the little knights Not much of a threat. And then the first mini-boss comes out. Not much threat from him, he don't hit too hard. He will silence you, at least his ads will, so be cautious of that. This is the easiest instance of the 4 upgraded instances, by the way, so don't worry too much here. Quickest and easiest. And now I'd say probably the hardest part of this where the birds spawn in. Like 10, 12 birds. They do hit fairly hard, so if you're squishy, don't pull too many at once. They are frozen. Alright, and there's the boss. Fairly simple kill. No real power behind him or anything. Just go ahead, tank and spank him. He melts pretty quickly. Pretty good. How are we looking? And he'll drop between 1 to 4 little boxes to loot. Really, if you haven't gotten an item skip by now, you'll... Oh, there we go. There's one. Finally. Those items are the things you want most in this instance. Those are the things you desire most. Those are the only way you'll finish this in time without this whole thing being fully upgraded. Now, this is a pain in the ass instance in itself. Now, watch how long this skip takes to get to the end. I'll leave this whole thing in just so you can see. It takes a really long time just to get to the boss itself, so even with the skip, still a pain. Though without the skip, also still a pain, so what's you gonna do? But if you are gonna get a skip item like this, you definitely want the skip item for Stratholme though. Because again, even if the only way you cannot get a skip item for Stratholme is if you get at least 2 other skip items, including the one for the Highlands. Only way you can do this without skipping Stratholme. And here's the boss of this zone. He also melts pretty quickly. Nothing too special here. Fires a beam at you. And don't stand in the middle of the room, because he spawns a shit ton of clone demons, or images of demons. Like, just stand by the stairs and you won't get hit. Easy peasy. Onwards to the next. There's the port right there you exit in. And yes, that counts as being completed, by the way. That's all you gotta do is just find the portal basically. And now, since we don't have a skip or Stratholme, just head to Highlands, the next easiest one, I suppose. And this is the quickest path for Highlands that I know of. Mount up, and just immediately start killing these 2 guys right over here. You want the items they drop. They can also drop little loot, the shard boxes you want. They can also have more time and shit in them. You definitely want to kill these. If you're on a high DPS character, they should just melt like butter. No big deal. The thing you want on these guys is something that damages the cannon for 15% of its maximum health. And it does stack, by the way, so you get like 6 or 7 of these things and the cannon basically just melts. There's 2 named NPCs in this instance, by the way, that you need to kill, and there's like 6 or 7 total. That's the trick in this one instance. There's 7 named NPCs, and a lot of them are very dangerous and do a lot of damage to you, but they are not actually the ones you gotta kill. You actually gotta kill the weaker ones, which is nice. Alright, and the first named NPC you gotta kill is this little gnome engineer right over here in this house. Now, you can interrupt basically everything he does, and if you don't, he gets a big power boost, so you probably definitely should interrupt and stun him. Otherwise, he probably will kill you. But as long as you just interrupt him and stun him, he has like no power at all. And he'll give you something that either breaks the shield or the dodge chance on the cannon. By the way, you gotta be very careful, because right next to this house to the right, there's a very strong named priest NPC that's standing right outside, and if you pull him, he's probably gonna fuck you up, so be very careful here. Especially since this guy does knock you back too, so double careful. Alright, and then you kill this person right over here, right next to those 2, cannon fodder basically. And this guy drops a potion, which either takes in the shield or the dodge chance of that robot. And by the way, again, be very careful here, because right to the left, there's a very powerful priest and mage that hits like a truck. And if you don't have a pet, you will die, basically. This guy's pretty soft, again, you can just interrupt him, I think. but the person next to him, to the left, will just murder you. And once you kill him, you just head over to the cannon with his drops. And all the drops you've accumulated from the commanders. And you'll see how fast that cannon melts. By the way, this ain't gonna be a complete run because we didn't get the skip item for Stratholme, so just letting you know that now. That is basically a mandatory item. Still just want to show you guys how it's done. And then, see how low the cannon is? You just finish that off with your own DPS. Easy peasy. In case you're wondering if you get the skip item for this place, how you use that skip item, right where you come into this place, there's like a Worgen there, or a Tauren. You just talk to her with that skip item and she'll go out and distract the people for you. That's all you gotta do. And that was the last chance I had to actually do this on time. I was hoping I'd get the skip item. It didn't happen, so... This is Stratholme now. We have no chance of finishing it on time, but... Go for it like a trooper, right? Now this is considered the fast way of doing Stratholme, since again, the first time you gotta spend like 12 minutes unlocking quest items. So I'm just gonna show you guys basically where the quest items are for the fast way. Still annoyingly slow though. First two items are in this shop right here. Yup. By the way, if you get the skip item for Stratholme, all you gotta do is go to that gate right over there. That left gate right there takes you right to the end. Skip item, so easy. Wish I had it. But yeah, the other shops are located right in this district over here. Shop runs coming up on the right. I think this one sells flowers you need. And then shop 2 is either on the right or left up here. I think it's on the left? Yes. I believe this one's a gun. Yes, a gun. Then shop 3 is right directly next to it. Boop. Bandages. And then this shop right here, you need 2 jerkies, by the way. Get 2 pieces of jerky. See? Like that. You need 2. Because both quests here require 1. If you don't get 2, you get fucked because you gotta go all the way back and then go all the way back again. Not worth it. Takes so much time. Yeah, Chromie, I know 1 minute remaining, and it's not gonna happen, Chromie. Quit rubbing it in. And then you gotta do these quests you see just hanging around out here. He'll ask you to get on some items. And then deliver those items to a lady he likes. Who happens to be across the street, really. Again, I'm still praying that I get one of those skip items just in the nick of time. Because if I got a skip item right here, there's a slim chance I could have made it to the boss in like 40 seconds and still killed it. And here's where Arthur starts killing everybody. And yeah. He's gotta go get the key for the gate now. A different gate, by the way. Not the skip gate. A much longer gate. Here's where you get the key. By the way, you gotta talk to him twice, by the way, to get the key. So don't just go running off if they talk to him once because you think you got the key. The main difference in these keys is the skip key takes you directly to the boss. This key takes you all the way around town to where you gotta stop every 5 seconds to kill shit, otherwise it'll kill you. It takes at least 2-3 minutes to kill all that crap. And then get to the boss and spend another minute on her. And time should just be running out right about now. Good effort. Good effort. If I got a skip item, definitely would have had it this run. Definitely would have had it. Yeah, this is why I say the skip item for this place is mandatory. Unless you get 2+ for the other ones. Which is probably ain't gonna happen. Okay, so here's that long I was talking about. It doesn't seem that long at first, but trust me, coming up you'll see. You'll see. This part's fairly easy. These things die in like 1 hit, no big deal. You gotta wait for Chromie to get to this bookcase to open it though. Which again, not that bad. The bad part's coming up. Come on, Chromie, shake that little nomass. We have a long walk now, full of nothingness. Just time wasting. And then a bunch of shitty enemies, but you gotta take time to kill or they'll just gang up and kill you. And this whole path is just nothing but these enemies. Some fodder, but a lot of elites. And once you get to the end of all these elites and shit, you come to the, basically the boss of this place. Gotta kill these little mages I forgot about. And now the boss time. Come on. Basically, it's a boss you wouldn't think would be here, but it is. Spiders, apparently. Now, she's not too bad, but the minions will hit you a lot. As you'll see, they'll almost kill me, so you may need to take them out if you're squishy. Yeah, Chromie, I know that's how it goes. But yeah, if you're squishy, you may need to take out the minions. And GG. See how long that takes? Not worth it. Alright, and I'll show you the one we skipped. 1 second. I'm pretty sure I fucked this up and I accidentally pulled 1 or 2 of these infernals. Pretty sure. Did I? Did I screw this up? I wasn't really kidding about doing this perfect. Yeah, I did. Okay. You can do this without pulling any infernals. I just didn't care since the time wasn't gonna be made. I was just doing this for just showing you what happens and such. If you pull 1 infernal, they slow you, and probably the other infernals will pull, so you gotta be very careful about how you do this. Also, from my experience, invisibility potions don't work, so I don't think being a rogue would work here either. I think every demon kind of has that sense. They sense you as invisible. So once you clear out these infernals, it's basically just a cakewalk from here to the portal. But there'll be fell hunters always chasing you non-stop here, going for Chromie, no matter how many you kill. So you just gotta basically run to the portal as fast as you can. There's one right now. They don't really hit that hard or anything. They're annoying. They're basically infinite. And you can't click the portal while in combat, so that's another annoying thing. And there's one more fell hunter coming from the left. You kill that as quickly as possible and click that portal just non-stop as soon as it dies so no more spawn. And now it's the straight shot to the boss. You just kill these mages on the bridge and shit like that. And you go directly to the boss. It's not hard, it just takes time. And time is something that you can't really spare in this scenario. So yeah, that's Chromie scenario in patch 7.25. Again, I'll stress right now, there is no rush to do this at all. You get really nothing for doing it immediately. I personally was hoping for some kind of achievement for doing it the hard way, but nope. My advice would be just to do it enough to where you rank up with Chromie, to where you can put her abilities on the pending, well, under work list, and then do it again once you have everything unlocked and it's nice and easy. Again, the only thing you can really get here is 2 pets, money, and a transmog set. Nothing really of importance. And yeah, if you don't want to wait, the skip items are mandatory. If you don't skip Stratholme, you're not going to make it. My advice to you is if you probably don't get a skip item in the first 4, probably just reset, because it's probably not gonna happen. Well, I hope that was helpful to you all, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know in the comments and I will answer them. Bye, Z's.